today we are going to be looking at the Academy 148 scale MIG 29A Fulcrum A. So with this kit we get all plastic, there's no photo etch to worry about, and we get 3 marking options. The marking option sheet is in black and white, so we've got German Air Force, former German Air Force, and the Iraqi Air Force as well. Okay, so we'll go through the instructions now. The sheet's, it's a black and white sheet, everything's very nice, but the instructions are the real objective with this. So it's a fold out booklet, it's maybe 8 pages, 9 pages. We build up the cockpit. We can either have the vents here open or closed by way of using a separate part. You don't have to worry about a multi-part assembly to get your closed vents there. Part 2 is the cockpit and the main part of the fuselage going together. And we've got our colour callouts down here. So we've got sky grey, yellow, green are the colours for the Iraqi Air Force, I believe. It doesn't give us any numbers, or so it doesn't tell us, oh, this manufacturer says that sky grey looks like this. So I guess you're just going to have to use your best judgment on that one, unfortunately. I expect better from Academy because their newer kits are really on top of that sort of stuff. What else have we got in here? Put the canopy on in stage 3. That's, well, clear parts for me of that scale are kind of scary because I'm not used to them. Then just kind of fire everything together step by step. Everything looks nice and clear. It doesn't look like anything's excessively confusing. Everyone's just like, do this, do this, do this, and then put that here. So, you know, the weapons assemblies, for example, you know, number 13, you put all the bits for the fuel tank together, and the fuel tank goes underneath the engine. So it doesn't seem too bad. And then we got a call out telling us all of what everything is, as well as telling us, thankfully, what the unused parts are. Can't tell you the number of headaches I've had having parts left on a sprue, thinking, where did these go? Not being able to find them. Academy homebrew decals. These big swooshes, I believe, are for the former German Air Force version, as well as some very finely, although illegible, warning labels and things like that. I imagine at least one of these means do not step. So this frame here is mostly airframe parts. We've got the upper and lower part of the engine bay. I'm going to guess that these are the tail fins, as well as the ailerons, I want to say they're called. Could be wrong. And then these look like the housings for landing gear. Clear parts, we have a 2-part cockpit assembly. It does have some lines which I believe will need to be coloured, but not entirely certain. Either way, it looks quite nice. And then there's some lenses up at this end, as well as this part right here looks like it's going to be the pilot's heads up display. So that looks very nice. This frame here is the wings, I'm going to guess, 2-part wings, top and bottom, as well as parts for the engine, either intake or outlet, as well as the actual engine covers themselves. These are the parts I mentioned, specifically mentioned, closed and open, so you do have that option. as well as what I'm gonna guess is some form of fuel tank. Some form of fuel tank right there. I don't really recognize any of the other parts. Fixed wing aircraft aren't something I've been around a lot. I'm a rotary wing guy when it comes to standing next to them and going prematurely deaf. Front half of the engine, we've got exhaust. We have, I'm going to guess this is part of the cockpit, giving interior detail, as well as road wheels, which do have molding on them. For the lettering, it is all in Cyrillic, so I couldn't tell you if it actually says anything or if it's just there to look pretty and add a bit of interest. Either way, it's a level of detail that you don't often see. Even on armour kits. I know the German road wheels the rubber was made by Continental, but most have nothing, and the ones that do have something usually don't say Continental. We have the nose box here for the avionics systems, cockpit, which has some very nice molded instrument details as well as molded rudder pedals, and then the outer part of the airframe that goes around the cockpit and the front half. I'm going to be interested when we see the seat if it has the harness molded. It doesn't actually have seat belts on it, so somebody might find an issue with that. If you're going to stick in a pilot model, he might have his own that come with him. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. There is a pin in the bottom, but I imagine that's going to be for the joystick more than anything else. And then the instrument panel, which is covered in the gauges and whatnot that you would expect to see on there, and then our weapon systems. So having a look at everything does look very nice. I don't see any excessive mold lines. There's little bits like this that have got extra tabs which are going to need to be taken off, but other than that, everything looks good. It is very much the sort of standard that you would expect from Academy. Everything, it's not as flashy as a Dragon kit. I imagine Dragon could easily double the parts count on us, but it's an Academy kit, so it's a little bit cheaper, but it still looks like it's going to be pretty solid. This is going to be my first aircraft kit. I've not got a plan for when I'm going to build it. I imagine I'll build it eventually, but if I do, I'll make sure and keep you all updated. In the meantime, have an excellent rest of your day. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.